Good evening one and all. We're going to do another video today. Today we are talking about the transfer window so far. Who's had the best start to the 25-26 summer window, but who's not looking best shaped for this League One season? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. We're going to be talking about 14 teams. So there's 10 teams missing out. You'll find out if your team's missing out, but if they are, it just means they're being fairly average. Like the video if you do go on to do so. Let me know your thoughts and subscribe if you're new. Let's get into it. Starting things off then with Cardiff City. Now, to be fair, I do feel less strong about this one than a lot of these. I mean, one of the worst, because I think when you look at it, it's not just based on transfer activity, it's also based on preparation. It took ages for a manager to come in. Got the ownership problems with Vincent Tan. Does that have a big impact on the transfer activity? Well, yeah, because they have only brought in one player. I think he's called Tasunda or something. I think he's a centre back. Oh, he is. I don't think he is. I know he is. But his stats don't look great, and you know I think he's one of those sort of niche guru signings, but I don't think it'll work out. It doesn't look that good. They haven't lost huge players. Still got that striker. I can't pronounce his name. He's got 9 goals in around 22 for them, and I think he's 23. He's young. He's going to be a top player. If they can keep hold of him, then it is a good window. But there's still a long time to go, and I feel like he's probably one who they could lose towards the back end of a window, Cardiff. And there's a few other big players who could still be gone, but they haven't lost too many yet. So that's a good side of a window. But they've not really brought anyone in. They haven't even got a home kit. From one end to other, we've got Huddersfield Town. Now, get them out of the way because I don't want to talk about them too much, but you can't underestimate the start of the window they've had. I mean, it's unbelievable. Massively underperformed last year. They needed to bring in some huge acquisitions who have that top end of League One calibre, who can play in the Championship, and that's exactly what they've done. I mean, today it's rumoured that they're going to sign Alfie May for £1.2 million, which is ridiculous for a 32-year-old striker, but the fact that they can go out and do that just shows the gap that Huddersfield are bringing to a lot of the rest of the teams in League One. The key is the players they've let go, the players they've released, the players who have been earning a big wage over the last few years, who have played a part in relegation and underperformance in League One. Lyndon Gooch, Murray Wallace, Joe Lowe from Wickham, fantastic centre-back at the age of 24. Rohan, however you say his name, the Lincoln centre-back, again, a great addition to bolster that defence, which was really leaky last season. Ryan Ledson coming in from Preston's a huge sign in midfield, really solidifies that midfield and brings a bit of bite. Ryan Arnis is a real solid option at the top end of the pitch. You know what you're going to get from him coming in from Ipswich, and he's been a real good player in the AFL for the last few seasons. But Owen Goodman as a goalkeeper, what a great signing that is, and he's going to be probably one of the best goalkeepers in League One, considering he was the best in League Two, and that gap ain't too big. Dark side, I've got Peterborough. Now this is a bit of a shock, because Peterborough, they're known for great business, but when you look at the outgoings, the outgoings were expected. Mothersville, they've got a decent fee for him to go to Stockport, but he's a big miss. He would have been a good player for them again this season. Crimea Poku, they're all names that were expected to leave. Brought in Okagbe from Walsall today, just now pretty much. McAntony confirmed. That is not a great signing in my opinion. They've spent, I think it were 5 figures, he said, on a 5-year deal. It could lead up to 5 years. It's 4 with an option of a 5th. Now, he's very young. I think he's definitely early 20s, might be 21. But whenever I've watched him for Walsall, he's looked weak in his duels, even though McCann is describing him as powerful. I thought his positioning is quite poor down that side. He gets beat quite often, and down that side for Walsall, they did concede a lot of goals down his side from failures with crosses. Brandon Kayla, great signing, to be honest, but 700 grand for him. I think in years to come it could prove to be, but look at where they finished last season. They need players who can battle for them. I'm not sure that he really solidifies that. Great player if he's got someone alongside him like a Richie Small, but he's going to be that sort of leader for Peterborough. It's ludicrous. They need experience. Next up, I mean, it is pretty much in no particular order, but I do think that Cardiff were on the lower side of the worst. They've not had the worst season, and Huddersfield are definitely at the top side. The rest of them, they can scatter them about, but Bolton Wanderers for me have had a really good summer window so far again. Sam Dolby's come in, great numbers over in Scotland for Dundee. Great stats as well, but he got the goals. I think he got around 14, and I think he's a real good outball. Brought in good players, Xavier Simmons as well. But the key for Bolton was to remove Deadwood, remove players who have been egos, remove players who have underperformed for them, and try and rebuild that squad in Stephen Schumacher's name. That's what they're on the road to doing. Worst, again, this one's tough, to be honest with you. It's a bit harsh. If you haven't watched yesterday's video, please do. It is massively appreciated, and the support we've been getting on that video is unbelievable. So thank you very much once again for your support. But Port Vale were harshly judged in that one, and I think they're probably harshly judged in this one. I haven't got a problem with them, but I do think they're having an underwhelming summer window. In this League One season, that is quite poor, because there's a lot of average and good windows. Port Vale, they had to really improve on that squad. I was expecting more. I think that's what I was. I was expecting more from Port Vale coming into this transfer window. Jordan Shipley, 3-4 seasons ago, I'd say, yeah, that's a good signing, a really good signing. But on previous seasons, he ain't been too great. What underwhelmed last season at Shrewsbury, ain't getting the numbers that he were getting, but also the performances out there, ain't good defensively, and that's what you got to be in a Darren Moore side. Liam Gordon, first half of the season, really good for Walsall. Second half of the season, couldn't defend. Going forward, he retired. Really fatigued. Has he got the stamina? And it's a very similar demanding system that Darren Moore has as well. I don't think he can make the step up to League One. Humphries, who's coming from Rotherham, had a poor season last season. They're bringing a lot of players who have just come off the back of a poor season, which isn't what you need to be doing. You need to be bringing in players who are coming in with a bounce. And to be fair, they may as well just kept with this team that got them promoted. From one newly promoted team to another, that way, there, Bradford City. We have had one of the best, in my opinion. I mean that it would be top 7, but it's not an You've got to look at expectation. Is to stay up. For me, this transfer window, what we've seen is that of a team to stay up, if not push on and get mid-table. So for me, that summer window is carrying out what we need to do. That makes it one of the best, because like I said, there's a lot of average ones, so it takes it that next step further from being an average summer window. Max Powers, we've got the experience. There's a lot of experience in that team. The star quality is Stephen Humphries. He's one of the best wingers in League One. I mean, that is just a massive standout from the rest of the newly promoted sides of a signing. And there's a lot of experience and a lot of depth and a lot of quality in and around that from players who will come in and be a 7 out of 10 each week. Back over to one of the worst. Now, this one maybe is a bit controversial, but how I see it, I think they're really underperforming for where they want to be, and it's Barnsley. Barnsley are a team who should be in the top 6, getting out of League One. That is always the aim when they are in League One, to get out of it into a championship, and for me this summer window is not of that of a team who are going to be getting out of it. David McGordick, unbelievable signing. Behind that, there's nothing. There's nothing coming in for Barnsley. Behind that, there's a lot of rumours, but then in equal, there's a lot of rumours that they're going to lose the better players in that squad as well. Jack Shepherd's come in from his loan, which if he came in as a signing would be one of the better it would be one of the better signings in the league. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of players have missed out on this summer window as well. 2 other League One clubs. That's got to be a big concern for them. So for me, they're having a really underwhelming summer window, and you've got to take expectation into account for them wanting to get out of this league. It's got to be one of the worst. So underwhelming. It's a slightly good window for me for Leyton Orient. It's a bit controversial because you look at the loan players that they're missing. The team that they had last season, a lot of it has gone. Galbraith has gone, but he's gone for a lot of money, nearly £1 million to Swansea or more than that maybe. So that's a good bit of business. If you're a club like Leyton Orient, you're going to be a selling club. You've got your fee for him. Can you go and improve on him? Well, they haven't quite replaced him yet, but he only went a few weeks ago. I'd expect them to do that. Well, Kelman, they've replaced him with Aaron Connolly. Now, again, in terms of his goals and the amount of games he's played, it's nowhere near good enough. Let's be fair with that. But the profile is very similar to Kelman. He's that sort of striker. He's going to press from the front, which helps Welland's system. So for me, I think he's a really good sign for what they can get. He hasn't played League One football. I think he'll adjust to it well, and he might find his home here. And like I say, Welland's is a great developer player. You can't underestimate Richie Welland staying. There were talk maybe of him leaving in the summer. If he's at Leyton Orient are always going to be pushing. They've managed to keep Beckles as well. And I think Simpkins a good signing as well. I've got Wimbledon obviously coming up from the playoffs. They need to improve that team massively. They haven't. Now Alistair Smith's back, which is huge for them. Nathan Bishop's replacing Goodman, which I think is a really good signing. I think that's quite promising. But behind that, there's nothing. There's nothing else. They need to improve on the strikers. They want scoring enough. They need to improve on bringing in some more flair players, a bit more of an attacking option, because I don't see where the goals and creativity is coming from, especially with Tilly and Nerfel going. They haven't replaced them yet. That is concerning. So for me, it's not a good window at all. I'm really impressed with Mansfield Town. They've had one of the best windows. Luke Bolton, what a signing, adds versatility to that ever versatile squad that Nigel Clough likes to have. Ryan Sweeney's back there, had a great season at Burton to that flip side, and he's going to be a key miss for them, but a key player for Mansfield. Really good signing, and they've beat a lot of competition off for him, who maybe could have seen him play for bigger clubs. Kyle Noyle, really solid right back. Again, they needed to improve that area. A lot of the players who have gone out of the football club needed to go. They've been great servants, but they're not League One equipped. They're not Jamie McDonnell and Regan Hendry Sharp, that midfield. They're fantastic additions, especially the latter in Jamie McDonnell. What a signing he is. One of the best midfielders in League Two last season. Danny Cowley described him as a player who he's never worked for a player who's got higher potential than him. He can go to the very top of the game. So for him to make the step up to Mansfield is absolutely... It is... I can't describe how good of a sign that is. One of the signs of the summer, in my opinion, and it'll prove to be that come May. Remember that. Now we've got Burton. Similar to like Cardiff in terms of their striker. Don't lose Roman Burrell. That squad was truly atrocious. They did need to improve on it. Yes, there were ninth come Gary Boyer coming in, but I feel like that was a sort of flash in the pan of results that they kept on happening, and they got a bit of momentum and they started to believe, and you know, it was all psychological. I don't think the ability was truly behind that squad, in my opinion. I think a big part of it was Ryan Sweeney at the back, and they've lost him. Have they replaced him? Not for me. I don't think Toby Civic's good enough. Stockport, I've spoke earlier. We talk about clubs who run properly. They run properly. They sell for profits. Fraser Horsfall's gone. That's a big loss. They brought in Oliver. He's younger than him. He's got more potential than him. He was one of the best centre-backs in League Two last season. He could easily play at League One. He's got pace, he's got ability on the ball, he's really powerful, he's strong. He will easily fit into that system. O'Keefe on loan's a good option. Taylor Dunn, maybe level or slight improvement with Toure. Again, I don't doubt their recruitment process. And Mothersville, what an unbelievable sign that is. He's going to add real flair and ability in that forward line for them. Although Afi's gone, that's a miss, but I think Mothersville will probably replace him. Exeter just stayed up last season. They needed to improve that squad massively. They haven't got the finances. I like how they run. They run like a proper football club. I think they're fan-owned, so I respect all of that, but you've got to look at a really poor window. Whitworth, great loan signing. He was fantastic last season. Reason why they stayed up. Rydell's not... he's decent. I think he's a good League Two player. League One, I don't think he's the best. You know, he was a good option for Stockport. I think he'll come in and do well for Exeter. But that is it. And I've got Luton as one of the best windows this season so far as the finals team to talk about in this video. Leave a like if you have enjoyed it. But they brought in Adolfin, one of the best centre-backs in League One. What a statement that is. Cost them nothing as well. Great. Carlton Morris, they got a fee for him. Asgard, they got a fee for him. He's going to be a miss, but they got a fee for him. Josh Savile's come in. He's going to be a real good engine in that midfield. Naki Wells, what a statement that is to bring in a player who got 10 goals in the top 6 of the Championship last season. Clearly proven in League One. A lot of jealousy in League One for Luton to be able to pull off that signing. He's going to be on big money, but replacing him with Carlton Morris coming in for free. All the signs have been on frees as well, which is a big statement to say. They've got loads of money to spend it on Kenilworth Road and the regeneration there, but they could spend so much more, which is quite frightening. A lot of players have gone from the relegation, but I think they needed to, and there's a lot more to come, I fear, from Luton as well. And a lot of other clubs that maybe have had underwhelming summers, great summers, good summers, average summers. There's going to be more transfers, but just a quick look at some of the best transfers so far this season. A quick look at some of the best recruitment strategies and poor strategies and teams who you're probably worrying for now with such a poor start to the transfer window. Let me know if you disagree. Why do you disagree with me? Let me know if you agree with me as well. That's always a good thing. Let me know your thoughts on today's video in the comments down below and the League One season looking ahead to it. So thanks for watching. Like the video if you did. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Subscribe if you're new. Content's coming thick and fast. Have a good one.